Guys, it's just Curds by Wild Orchid Craft. Unfortunately, as you guys can see, this is going to be sort of a process video. Unfortunately, I didn't want you guys sitting there for hours on end while I was putting together a layout. As you can see, it is a layout I'm doing, and basically, I thought instead of doing that, I would take you through as I'm doing it. So basically, you won't see the whole process, and you won't see me actually doing it, but I will take you through the processes as I'm doing it and explain it a bit. So the video is not too long, and you guys get to see the process and not scratching your heads going, what is she actually doing? I've used papers from Kaisercraft. They're called Key to My Heart. What I've basically done is I haven't distressed the edges yet like I would normally do, because I wanted to do some masking, and with masking I need the papers to be completely flat. I've learnt over time doing that is a better option than waiting and distressing the edges, because the stencil doesn't sit nice and flat. So the stencils I've used is this one by Memory Box, and it is called Rings and Puddles. And I just thought it was really nice. I'm doing a baby photo, and I thought Bubbles, that was in my head, and the gorgeous little girl that I'm doing it for is actually my cousin's baby, and she likes Bubbles. As you can see, the stencil's not here, but this is the Art Is stencil, and it's the writing one that's up. Hang on, I'll flip it so you guys can see. It's the writing one down here. And I've torn another sheet of torn the top sheet, and I've laid another sheet of paper underneath with this gorgeous lace. And what I've done is now I've torn up here, and I'm going to distress the edges. I've torn another piece of paper over the top, then did my masking. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, this is what is in my head. I've decided I've done using a Martha Stewart punch. I'm going to add these sheets in, top and bottom, so it's going to have that, and it's going onto a canvas, so they're going to be poking out. And now I'm going to start focusing in on my layers. I'm not doing any spraying, which is very odd for me. I'm going to have some doilies, which I've cut in half. As you can see, I've used some baby. This is Kyle's gorgeous baby, Avery. And she's just turned 1. And if you're on my Facebook, you would have seen birthday party photos, and there was like real butterflies in cages. Oh, it's gorgeous. And what I'm thinking is to have something like, and then have this underneath. So most of the die cuts and stuff have been halved. The doily will probably come out like that. And then the photo and the frame in the middle. Then I'll start clustering my flowers here, and my heading, which I kind of broke in the process. But what I'm doing is I've used hang on, I'll grab it. Ink by Donna Salazar. It's so juicy, this ink, and I don't know if you guys can see that. It is called Peaches. So it's really a nice colour, and I've gone over beautiful. So that is going to go, I'm thinking, in this bottom corner. Flowers are going to go here. And yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking right now. I have painted my canvas with velvet, Victorian velvet, Tim Holtz Distress ink. So I'm now going to get cracking. That pretty paper, the roses one, that's the torn and the punched edges. It is Key to My Heart collection. Hopefully you guys can see that, by Kaisercraft, and it's called Charismatic. And the flip side is that side, which is down here. So I'm just going to keep going, and I'll be back as I'm going through. See ya. Hey guys, I'm back. Basically what I've done is, on my background, I'll grab it. I said what I was going to do already, but I basically stuck to it. The paste I used, I didn't say in the last video, was actually embossing paste by Wendy Vecchi. Love this stuff. Gives a different look. It's kind of like whip spackle, or it's like a frosting like consistency. Anyway, I've distressed the edges like I said I was going to do. I've put the punched edge top and bottom, as you can see there. The lace I've secured. The tears were already there, these big ones. I've added tulle. Hopefully the camera, and the tulle actually has glitter in it, so that will pick up that glitter. So I've started doing my layers, and I ended up colouring the frame. It just didn't look right. So as you can see, I have used that doily, that die cut, and the 3-layered paper, and that chipboard frame. And that's just gonna, that's what I'm thinking at the moment. And I'm thinking of using some of that tulle that I cut up. It actually was a tutu that I picked up for $2 or something, and it like I said, it has chunks of glitter in it, which is fantastic for this. And I'm thinking of using the, see, so it's got the points from the, I don't know if that's the camera, hang on, I'll pick up a little bit. So I just pulled it all apart. You can see the big points from the bottom of the tutu. So I'm thinking of adding some wild orchid pearls here and there. I'm going to add some butterflies from Renee Bouquet. Tons of wild orchid flowers. I'm going to do some stamping still, and I'm thinking of doing some Finnabar type beads and stuff in the background to give it a bit of glittery look. So I'll start doing that and I'll be back soon. So I've added the elements on top, so I'm going to start with my flowers. The flowers I'm thinking of using is the lilies, the champagne colour, the magnolia in the white, the baby type rosebud, they're the quite big rosebud, the heather in white, the tulip in pink, and the hip rosebud in white, the cottage rose in purple and white, the trellis rose in walnut, and the wild rose in pink. So, a tea rose, sorry, and I've got some leaves. So I'm going to start adding them and let's see how it goes. Hey guys, I'm all done. Basically, I'll just show you the finished product. What did you last see? I had done the beautiful up here, the layers, and then I've got my lace running down the bottom, my punched edges down the bottom, distressed edges. I then layered this cluster in the middle using the magnolia, the trellis rose, the wild rose, the large rosebud, the tulip, hip, lily, cottage, that big rosebud, tulip, hip, leaves, and heathers are these big white ones. And then I used some Wild Orchid Craft Pearl Flourish. And then I used one for my stash. I've got some tulle. And then up here, hang on, don't know if you'll see, I've torn some sheets. Hang on, I'll go sideways. I've torn some sheets there, and then I've got my cherry blossom and my apple blossom and a bit of lace. And then what I've done is I've actually added glitter using some Tim Holtz Stardusticles. And I just went over this flower, and this flower here, just to give it a bit of sparkle, and went over the tulle a bit more where it already had some bling. And I think that's about it. I'm really happy with how it turned out, so I hope everyone likes it. And I will show you the flowers that I used and the numbers. Here is the, hang on, I'll just move the canvas out of the way. I used the Pearl Flourish adhesive sticker 7 centimeters, and it was MKX208, and I'll have the links below. I used the 50 Pale Pink Wild Rose 30mm QVR 035, and these are on special at the moment. I've got some colours coming that I actually purchased because a lot of the chipboard was gone in the sales, so I went back and purchased some chipboard because they've got it back in, and some of these gorgeous colours that they've got for sale, so they should be coming any day now. And I put on this 50 in the pale pink, the 50 mixed rose pink tone cherry blossoms MKX039, and I used a very pale pink. I used the 20 mixed purple lilac cottage roses in the 25ml QVR046 25mm, and I used the white with the purple tip. I'm going to just put that back in its bag. I used the 50 white magnolia roses in the QVR028. I used the apple blossom in white, and it's MKX625. I used the white heather, which I don't have any more of, which is on the canvas. The 20 walnut trellis roses in the 35mm, and that was FM00114. I also used the 40 white / cream tone hip rosebuds, and I had used the white GST013 and the 10 large two-tone baby pink wild rosebuds MKX102. Okay, mixed pink tone tulip flowers, and I believe the code's changed, so I won't need that out. And vintage seam binding in the cruise beige MKX475. And I'd also used from Renee Bouquet these gorgeous flowers. They're called butterflies. They're called spun sugar. They're pink and blue. So that's the butterfly that I've used. So I just want to share that with you guys, and let me know what you think. And I'm so sorry I couldn't show you the whole process. It just would have been so long. So I will show you the canvas one more time. Let me know what you guys think below, and I will talk to you later. Oops, I forgot to mention on the back I had a tutorial on this, and I'll have to include it. Basically I created, sorry I'm holding the camera, I created this little pocket on the back of the canvas using some dies I had and a little quote from Tic Tac from Craft, and I've added some of that gorgeous seam binding, and I've just created a tag and just punched the bottom of it, and then added that seam binding. I'll add that later. And I've put my Handmade by Sara down there. So that's basically it. Something simple that she can just write. Danielle can write about Avery, you know, and about the day. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll talk to you later.